Hey, how's it going? Novice here. Just finishing up a couple things. Getting ready to mix the soil I'm going to be using for this summer out on the deck. Pretty much it's recycling the soil I used last year and some stuff from the year before. That's one thing that's great about this here living soil is that it's perpetual. You can keep it going. I aim to do. Right here, I got some dry leaves I got from the woods out back. Here's the soil mix that I've had. I took a bunch of the pots from last summer, emptied them out, and look at that, that's in great shape considering it had a whole year under its belt. I got all the ingredients put in here: worm castings, basalt. I've got some really nice fertilizer blend from Dr. Earth. Over here we got some mineral mix from Build a Soil, biochar. So that's all going to get mixed together and then watered in. Let it sit for a few days before I put it into the pot. What's kind of interesting though is something I figured out. I don't know if you guys ever do a grow pot autopsy. Kind of interesting. Now this sat in the garage all winter, so it froze. There's something I suspected when I brought them in from outside last year. See, I had a heating pad underneath them. And when I brought them in, the bottom of the pot didn't seem soft and pliable. You can see what it's like here, but check it out. It turned into a brick on the bottom. So I basically baked it. Baked the bottom of them. Then when they came inside, they had been outside in 30-some degree weather for a couple days, really windy. They were all frostbit, but like I said, when I carried them in, I was worried about them. I was in a 5-gallon pot that was 7 feet tall. Pretty good grow. So here's what's left from last year. I'll go through and I'll sift it a little bit, get some of these big root clumps out of here, and add those ingredients and water it in. Alright, so I got basically 16 gallons here of soil to mix up. The soil blend is 1/3 pumice, 1/3 Bang peat moss from Canada, and 1/3 worm castings. Like I said, it's a 1.5 years old. So we're going to supplement it with some more worm castings. And the minerals, basalt, gypsum. I'm going to put in a little bit of biochar. This stuff's inoculated. So it helps out the mycorrhizae. And fertilizer blend. Now it's just a matter of mixing it in. And then what I'm going to do after this, water it in. Suggestion, I've seen more than in one place. Go to about between 5 and 10% by volume. This is 16 gallons, so just a little over 2 cubic feet. So if you go with 10%, 16, 32, 64 quarts, 10% of that, 6.4 quarts. What I do with the water, I use this stuff mainly for the beginning of the watering. And I'm not going to have you watch all of that. And then I'm going to be storing these in at the end. Once that's done, tie it all up, let it sit for a few days, and we'll put her in the pot.